Sesame seeds. Yummy. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn it. Alright. Ready to play. What are you eating, Noisy? Ow. Whew. All right. Get set up here. And we're ready to go. All right. What was I doing? It's pouring down out here. Oh. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna look up. Looking up some recipes for alchemy. Alright, so we have Aesop's potions, charisma, strength, antidote, bard, buck's blood. Huh. Fortify health. Let's see if I can make that one. Oh, so I actually need honeycomb, which I don't have. Alright. Digestion, dollmaker. Alright, let's make that one. Spirits. Phone is interfering with the controller. Well, for 3 turns? coal. By coal usually means when the flames go out. Still a glow though. Put that in. See if this works. Yay! Doll maker. Let's see what else we can make. So I'm gonna make that. Yes. Oil. Get this right. Hey! One, two, I don't think that's gonna work.
No, goodness. Oh, okay. Excuse me, Chili.
Let's see. This doesn't work, I know why. I made a mistake I made.
Oh, dude. Really?
Yes, you do.
Excuse me. Oh, no, that actually worked. Alright. So now I do poison. Whew. This one's gonna be rough. Alright. Ah, shit. See if he's got some. Shit. I'm just overthinking this, I think. Hey. Uh, yeah, I fucked that up. I don't think that one worked. Yep, never mind. I think this is kind of what do they call it? Fury, Skyrim, Rage. So I might be able to get him to attack his own people. I'm gonna try some of these out on the next run. Now, I've personally tried Valerian root, and it actually does work well with sleep. Stings like fish, though. This dude's always in bed.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
I have some, well, trophies.
Let's have them. Very nice, very nice.
I've taken care of that cap.
Oh, yes? And what proof might you have of that?
Here it is.
Very
Whoa!
well. Here's your reward.
Okay. No, Tilly, please get down. Please get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Good girl. You can get up here. I don't mind you getting up there, but I just don't need you on my back right now. No! Here. Good girl. Boy, don't get all put out about it. I know exactly where these guys are. What's the matter, Tilly? Are you upset now? Tilly. Oh my God. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alright. She was old. She lived a long damn time. But rather than have her suffer, they decided to go ahead and do that. What the hell is that? Make sure I'm not running up on an ambush of my own here. Okay, so I still got a ways to go.
What are you doing here? I'll fight on you.
I done fucked up. Oh shit. Oh shit. Give me a second. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Hey, what's going on, man? Whew, almost fucked up there. Right in the middle of an ambush, which I figured I was gonna do, run through the forest like that. At least I know where that bandit camp is. Yeah, it gets as you go along. Under the first initial 10 hours, once you start running into some of the bigger creatures and doing Witcher contracts, it gets really fun doing the investigations and stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the story, I don't know if you read that far, or read about that in the wiki, but the story is that the Witchers, as part of fulfillment of a contract, if a person doesn't have a way of paying, you can actually request their sons. You're supposed to request their sons to train as Witchers. It's where they get the reputation as, you know, kidnappers and stuff. So, as part of a quest for that emperor, the fulfillment of the contract was that quest for Ceres become a Witcher. That was kind of, the emperor doesn't like him at all. There's a lot of other stuff going on too, but that's pretty much the premise of it, is that he took his only daughter. And oh, it does. Let me see, is that any better? Is that let me know if the sound is any. I think I have my phone too close. The Bluetooth is interfering with the controller. It does that from time to time. Yeah, I think the phone was just blocking that thing. So, yeah, as part of a fulfillment of a contract that Geralt did for that emperor at one time, he asked for Ciri, his daughter, so he could train her to be a Witcher, which is used to be an old Witcher custom that they would do. If you didn't have money, they would request the son. And typically, in the history of the Witchers, only males are ever Witchers, never women. So it was a pretty big deal. And in lore and stuff like that, Ciri has a prophecy over her that the witches believe she is to be the witch of witches. Like, she's prophesized to be this super witch goddess or something like that. And the Wild Hunt believes her to be the herald of doom, like the end of worlds. She's supposed to be able to control it. And so they're after her for that. So she's got like this power. Later in the game, you actually get to play as her. So you're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. There's something else I was going to tell you. No, that was a dream that Geralt had. They didn't kill her. It was just a vision he was having. She's still alive. She's an adult. She's like 20 something now. The Witchers go through this thing called the Trials of Grass. And the reason I'm pausing, because I have to remember all this. I'll continue playing here in a second. But the Trials of Grass, basically, they take all these potions, and when they take these potions, it takes days. It's basically chemically alters their being, which gives them the cat eyes, the ability to drink really harmful potions that would normally kill anybody. Like the swallow that you make eventually that heals people can actually kill someone else, a normal human. And they're able to fight better, So the Trials of Grass, not everybody survives it. Those who do become the Witchers. And no worries. I enjoy talking about The Witcher. Like I said, I mainly do this live streaming for me, just to kind of keep me interested in the game. Playing longer than just an hour and getting, I gotta go, I'm bored, I want to go watch a movie, and plus it gives me a chance to meet other gamers too, who come in, so it's kind of cool. So Geralt is like, I think 200 years old or something like that. There is this book, it's based on books, and I would suggest if you love reading, go get the Witcher books and kind of get some background of what's going on. But I would definitely recommend a couple YouTube videos that just go look up Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 recap or review to kind of take you through what's going on with the story. And they're like 15 minutes a piece, so they're real quick watches. Yeah, the books. There's one called The Wish. Basically what happens is the one he's looking for, Yennefer, they meet a djinn, a person that grants wishes. And Geralt binds himself to her through a wish. Which in The Witcher 3 you actually get to go meet that djinn. So it's pretty cool. And they're bound now, so they always feel this attraction to find each other. Like they always want to know where the other person is. They always come back together, which is why he's searching for her. It's that drive as part of that wish that they're in love and stuff like this. But basically, there was something that happened where Geralt, he made a deal to sacrifice himself for Yennefer, and he takes part with the Wild Hunt. He joins the Wild Hunt for a while. When he comes back, he's lost his memory, which is where The Witcher 1 picks up. So he comes to with amnesia, doesn't remember anything, and he falls in love with this witch named Triss, which you'll meet, and you'll probably have heard about here pretty soon. And so once you fall in love with Triss, you go through, and there's that's what Witcher 1 goes through, trying to figure out what happened to yourself, trying to figure out what's going on. You come across a bunch of people, a bunch of other witches too. 2, the assassination of kings. Another Witcher kills the king, and that starts this war that's going on now in Witcher 3. Short version is Witcher he's blamed for the killing, he clears himself. So, but I would definitely. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. That was a choice I made too. So when you run across Triss later, it's going to be kind of awkward because you have your full memory now of everything that happened. You realize you were in love with Yennefer, but you also fell in love with Triss. So it's funny when those two when you meet Triss again. But I would highly recommend going on YouTube, find some 10-15 minute videos that just kind of review the events of Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. Just watch them briefly. It'll tell you everything that's going on, and you'll understand why The Witcher 3, why there's a civil war going on, or the Nilfgaardians, who the emperor you met is the emperor of, is invading the north, what this war is about, how it got started. Because there's a lot of detail in 2 that deals with that. Some of the witches are being hunted now because of their role in that assassination. Why some of the people are absolutely hated, the dwarves and everything. There's a clan called the Scoia'tael. It's a group of basically non-human renegades that fight against persecution, kind of like civil rights for non-humans. Yeah, the World of Warcraft lore is so deep, and The Witcher is getting that way. Um, so yeah, I would definitely recommend going out and watching a couple of videos on it, just to kind of get yourself up to speed. I had to do that because I played the first one, but I never played the second game, and I was like, I have no fucking clue what's going on. Who are these people? Why are these witches hated? Who is this Witcher that supposedly killed? And my choice, I did not kill that Witcher. I chose to let him live, and in doing so, I ran across him in my game in Witcher 3. You run across him again. If you chose to kill him, you won't run across him, but you will have some events that spiral from that will actually affect 3. So definitely go check those out. Yeah, believe it or not, you are. I would say you are pretty early because there already talks about another one. You're going to the one of the DLCs, the best DLC that I've enjoyed is the last one that came out. You're sucked into a book, and it's basically all of the fairy tales you ever grew up with, Cinderella, all that, and you get to go through and hunt these people down and try to figure out what the hell's going on. Snow White, Cinderella, Peter Pan. You're like, what the fuck? He is so cool, and the world is so beautiful that they did there is brilliant. Yeah, it's Netflix. They're doing a Witcher series. There was originally a German Witcher television series. I don't know if it's television or internet. So it is out there. I still haven't found it yet, but I've seen clips of it, and it deals with Geralt's trials of grass. So it's really kind of cool. I am going to poison my bow, but so far I would say The Witcher has definitely sucked me in. As far as pretty. That's one. Never mind. Let me see. Yeah, with Netflix though, I'm hopeful because Netflix has done really well with some of the other things like The Punisher and Daredevil, stuff like that. I've really kind of enjoyed. Sorry about that. Is that better? Can you hear me now? But yeah, a lot of them are really good. I still need to finish the Jessica Jones. That's the hardest for me to watch. I just don't really.
What's that? What's going on there? You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Fuck, I just fucked myself bad. Oh, he hits hard.
You think you're good, do you?
Yeah, David Tennant was excellent as the villain. It surprised me a lot, having seen several of his Doctor Who episodes. My son's a huge Doctor Who fan. Okay, I believe he was just a scout. I don't know. I'm not sure where that guy turned up from. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I think he was just a scout. Trying to just walk up on their camp like I did that last place. He might have been one of the guys trying to chase me from the other camp, though. I wish Netflix would do some DC stuff, though. I think Netflix could do a better Justice League than what we've seen in the movies. But the movies are still trying to catch up to what was to Marvel. By the time they do catch up, Marvel's going to be rebooting anyways. Or doing at least the new Avengers. What is this orange flower? Guess I can't pick it. Alright. Are they doing a Black Lightning? Haven't heard that. That'd be awesome if they were. I know they have the Black Lightning skin for the Injustice 2 game. Yeah, no kidding. I'm just glad that Disney bought out Fox, you know, the rights to that, so now we can actually see an Avengers X-Men crossover. Made me happy to see Marvel and Fox together on the Deadpool 2 trailer. It is? I haven't seen any of it. I haven't even heard that they were doing something like that. Is it a just regular television series? Not on Netflix though, right? Yeah. Well, Sony still owns most of Spider-Man rights. Oh, there's a grave. Where? Which means, you know, that's why Sony's doing Venom. So hopefully they won't fuck it up. I'll have to check it out. I didn't even know there was Black Lightning series. Are you kidding me? That's all there is in this grave? I'm really scared about running into this camp because these guys are pretty hardcore that I'm looking for. I think what I'm gonna do I'm not sure how to increase the. Um. First X-Men was good. For a starter. For an introduction. Um. X-Men 2 was X2 was probably one of my favorites that they did, but X3 was horrible. I walked out of the theater going, "Wait, what just happened?" Because I'm huge, you know, I was, I think, a teenager when the Phoenix Saga happened, and sorely disappointed about what they did with that. And now, I know they're trying to do this, you know, where they a soft reboot where they go back and past, change history, kind of like they did with Star Trek. So we got this alternate timeline now, but without Wolverine in it, I don't know how it's gonna go. And I know the new Dark Phoenix looks pretty good because they're gonna go darker than they did in X3. Yeah, Days of Future Past. Yeah, Back to the Future. X-Men, Back to the Future. Um, yeah, the game was better than the movie. I loved X-Men Origins Wolverine game. It was fantastic. It told so much more than the movie ever could. Yeah, I know they could definitely do, I think, a bit more than. She's kind of like the British version of that actress from what the fuck is that vampire movie? How did I miss these guys? I can't believe. Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about the Black Panther movie, but they say it's all based around having a good villain. You know, if you have a good villain, I'm okay with a terrible lead. Where the fuck are these guys at? But Warmonger, they said, is really good. Okay, I don't know where these guys are. Yeah, Kristen Stewart. Yeah, the British Kristen Stewart. Yep. But I like Sophie Turner in Game of Thrones. I think she does good for that character. You know. Where the fuck are these people? I can't find it. Oh, yeah, I want to see it. I'm probably going to see it this next weekend. Waiting for the theaters here to die down because it's so nuts right now. Okay, I think I found them. Some guy just yelled out, "Who's there?" Give me a second to concentrate on what the hell I'm doing here. Yeah, no shit. That's the thing. That's one of the reasons I'm glad, you know, Fox is in the hand of Disney. I want to see them do a proper Fantastic Four. I really think they can pull it off. These guys are like camouflaged all to hell. There he is. No. Damn. That wasn't him. Yeah. I'm just waiting until everybody gets together and does a DC versus Marvel. They've done it in the comic books. I don't know why they can't, or at least done some crossovers like that. Let's see what's on this. Can't tell helmets from flowers in this game. Yeah, they're gonna have to do a flat out. They're gonna have to bring in something outside the typical superheroes. You know, Ben Affleck's already said he's not gonna stay Batman for a while after these couple movies. Yeah, Flashpoint is going to be so good, though. This is where they want to go with the Justice thing, and as long as they do Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the, you know, Batman, the father of Bruce, dead Bruce. Is that them? Yeah, there's a tent. I see it now. Yeah, I just don't know who they would pull off as the mom being able to do it. You know, what actress would you have playing the female Joker? What's interesting is the chick who plays in The Walking Dead, Ken, or whatever his name is, Maggie. She played Martha Wayne in Batman v Superman. I didn't even know it was her until I read about it, so I think she'd probably be okay to do it.
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great. Oh, so piece of wax. Call that combat.
Give me a second, I'm gonna have to concentrate on this. That was quick. Yeah. And he was good, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan was good in The Watchmen too. He could play the old, bitter, drunk superhero really well. Yeah, if they, and here's the way I feel, if they do continue with the X-Men into Avengers, I want them not to bring in Wolverine. I want them to stick with X-23. Or if they do, I would love to see Tom Hardy do a Wolverine. As much as he's overused in the, you know, superhero universe, him being Wolverine would just make my fucking day, because he's got that personality where he can pull that shit off. As long as he doesn't do the weird Bane voice, we're good. But Tommy Hardy's got the build, he's got the shortness. He's got that walk and that just rough, like he did in Mad Max. All right. Yeah, I know he's Venom. So I think he could do a lot of different things. But you know, they're using what's his face to play Cable and God, I'm having problems with names today. The guy who's doing Cable is the same guy who's doing the villain in the new Avengers Infinity War. What's his face? So I don't... You know, with Ryan Reynolds crossing from Deadpool, you know, over from, Josh Brolin, he's the villain in Infinity War, the big purple dude. What the fuck is it? I can't believe this. I was like, I'm so dead right now. Help me out with the name. Yeah, Thanos. Thank you. I kept thinking, Galactus. It's like, it's not Galactus. It's not. But everybody knows that voice. Everybody knows that's Josh Brolin now, and you know he's such a huge, high-profile actor. I think he could. But Wolverine, either that or they're going to pull in some no-name actor. I know they're making a Squirrel Girl, and I would love to see Deadpool and Squirrel Girl go at it. Because they're some of the only two characters that have completely wiped out the MCU. Not cinematic, but the Marvel Universe. They were some of the few that only wiped out everybody. I had to be careful with this. Again, so I don't get caught. Yeah, they're gonna have to. I mean, I'm still wishing that Hugh Jackman hadn't retired, but if they can't, then they need to at least have Spider-Man there. Alright, yeah, I gotta find these guys and not die again.
To my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage. Gone weak in the knees, have ya?
Crunch. Welcome back. Wow. I think I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm doing here. Just killed a guy and he had a lot of loot on him. Yeah, it was definitely a good end. I just don't know who, if they ever brought Wolverine and Deadpool, because I know they're moving towards the X-Force. You know, who would be good to play a Wolverine? Yep. Now Disney's got it. They could do a lot of stuff. Being set in the Deadpool universe.
You're weak at the knees, have you?
Damn, this guy hits hard and fast. Is that a kill? And kill. Yeah, I think if they do Wolverine, they're gonna definitely have to redo the origin. Do it proper. Wow, golden spurs. I'm definitely gonna have to wear those. Wow, this guy's got some. So far, that has got to be one of the best. Yeah. That's why the Warhammer. I think if they did. Whoa. Something hit me hard. Something. Yeah, right. I know he was surprised about the Venom is in the same place, same universe as Spider-Man. They're like, wait, what? Okay, give me a second. I need to figure out why I'm feebled. Yeah, and I don't know how this whole Disney starting their own streaming service is going to go for Netflix and Daredevil and all that. I'm actually kind of concerned about it. Left, right. Alright. Do I have a buff on? think Disney is starting their own streaming service, similar to Netflix. So I'm not sure what that means for like Daredevil, Punisher, and all that. If they're going to continue allowing Netflix to do that, or if people are going to have to subscribe to a new thing in order to, if they're taking the rights away from Netflix to be able to do it. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens with that. Okay, I need to sort this. Because Netflix so far has nailed this stuff, and I'm hoping that, you know, Disney is smart about it and allows them to continue. This armor isn't any better. Horse. That is a weird looking helmet. Look like Big Bird. Look at that. Yeah. Disney's got the money to put behind it. At least if Disney goes, oh, you know, I heard there were talks about going to Hulu instead, but I also don't think that Hulu could pull it off. 19. Why is this lower? Probably because it's damaged. I'm just going to put all this extra armor away for now. Don't need silver spurs. I know there's still some more bandits in the area. Let me drink a potion real quick, heal myself. Oh, there isn't? Okay. Hulu's okay with the original series and stuff, but it's just not the same as Netflix. Netflix has just got the money just to toss at everything. I'm trying to find this bandit camp these leaders and everything were coming from. They seem to be chasing me from some point of origin here. Is that them? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, for the defenders not to even be brought into it kind of upsets me, but you know, what could you honestly do with Thanos? Though Thanos versus Cage would be pretty fucking cool. Even Jessica Jones. But with that Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos is gonna be unstoppable. I know there's somebody who's supposed to die this time around in the Avengers. I don't know what's gonna happen to Vision once he gets that gem ripped out of his head. I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. Yeah, but you still gotta worry about the Infinity Gauntlet being able to control minds, control time. I don't know if Cage can be controlled. Jessica Jones might be okay. She was controlled before. Well, Robbie Downey Jr. has already said this is going to be it for him, the Infinity Wars. So I got a feeling he's definitely going to be the one to take a bullet. Do you see a tent anywhere? Because I am not seeing it. Is this?
Hey! The answer to my prayer. Just when I wanted to vent my Alright, now you're dead. Is that all you got? You'll get what for. Headbutt. Come here, lily liver. You're dead. You call that combat? Gone weaker than ease, have you? Is that the best we can do? Is that all you got? This is going to be gone weaker than ease.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying not to die. I took a shit ton of damage just then. Yeah, this game VR would be ridiculous. Oh, it'd be so fun. I need heals. Even now, it's pretty intense. I think with the swords and stuff, it'd be pretty fun. They would have to rethink the combat. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely works. The only thing they're missing is the wheel. Inventory wheel. I hate fighting two guys in heavy armor. Went back to fight these guys just to get their ears for the bounty. This guy is paying a fortune for them. Normally I only get like 5 coin per ear, but this guy's paying like 150, 200 per ear. Oh man. I need some more heals. I haven't seen the mutants yet. I know the other one they did with that chick with the red hair or whatever was just awful. Had Ramsay in it from Game of Thrones. I just looked horrible. I took a good thrashing that time around. I need to go and... Oh, are you kidding me?
What's the matter? Come on! Not a good move. Bring it on!
Get off my horse. I thought I smelled all sorts of ambushy. Oh, fuck you, dude. Come here. Yeah, crunch time. Give me a second. I gotta. Yeah. Yeah, they should release it in theaters and then release it on the show or something. Oh, this guy had a lot of stuff on him too. What the hell? I'm making a fortune just off killing these bandits. So I need to move some stuff over. Horse can't carry anymore. Yep. Both horse and myself are overburdened. I'm getting the hell out of this forest. This is bad. Pardon the shaky frame a bit. I got autopilot on the horse right now. I haven't seen the other shows, the one about the whatever, Runaways. I haven't seen that one. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got a bit more interesting as it progressed. Runaways or whatever it is. It's where all the kids find out their parents are villains, so they band together and run off. Oh, I'm getting turned around. I think I can cross the river here. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. explain it. I think in like the first episode or so. How Coulson's still alive. I don't like when they do that. It's like, oh, we're gonna spin off a television series that nobody watches. And explain stuff there. It's kind of like watching wrestling. They're like, to be continued at WrestleMania. It's like, man, I am not gonna pay to watch WrestleMania. I remember that as a kid. That was, you know, WrestleMania 1 came out and we're all watching they did a to be continued between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant going heel, and you know, as a kid that upset us because Andre the Giant was like our fucking hero, and then when he went heel and I was sort of like to be continued at WrestleMania, none of us had cable back then, you know, it was a extreme luxury back then. You know, very few families had it, or satellite. You had to be wealthy to get it, so I never got to see that. Yeah, I've seen a couple of the Ghost Riders. Is really good, especially when he fights some of the agents. He did really well. Alright, I'm gonna go sell a bunch of this junk, hopefully before the shops close. There's a mechanic in this game. The dirtier you are and the bloodier your sword, the less likely people are to talk to you or be, you know, they're kind of shocked by it. So you have to clean your weapons. Find a water trough somewhere and I'll wash myself. And I know I look like hell. Yeah, I love Ghost Rider. He's one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, and then when Nicolas Cage took it, it was kind of like, what the hell is this bullshit? I don't know who I would do Ghost Rider as now. Who I would have to play him. God, they hadn't. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did not do too bad of a job. He actually followed the script because he was chasing down agents who he thought were, you know, Ghost Rider is chaotic neutral. He tracks down anybody he thinks is doing wrong. I don't know. Because I think they're trying to do Doctor Doom.
My breath is short, my feet are sore, I buy a horse, but I roar.
I don't know.
The sun may burn, the sun may shine.
Because the
God save you. What can I do for you?
television series is kind of, I mean, other than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., none of them really tie into the rest of the universe. You know, like the Defenders exist, but they don't want to tie it into the Avengers. So I don't know how they're going to do Doctor Doom, or what's he gonna tie into? I wouldn't be opposed to Netflix taking on the Fantastic Four, though, doing a television series, but as long as they did it right. Let's see, I need to go to equipped. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. That's a lot in his hands. It's kind of like Joss Whedon. They were like, yeah, I need you to come over to DC and fix this movie because, not fix it, but take over because Snyder's daughter died. She killed herself. So he's gone off the project. Yeah, the Silver Surfer was just... I was a little upset about what they did with that. Okay, this guy's actually got some money. I'll pull some out, though I'm sure my horse has got. Yeah. I was hoping at least with Ragnarok they would do the Hulk, either Hulk versus or Planet Hulk spinoff. Yeah. There's an old, you can find it on YouTube, an old Fantastic Four, like I think it was like 90s television show that was, it's bad. I don't know if it's a television show or a movie, but it was just embarrassing. Stan Lee actually put his name on it, which was what was surprising about how awful it was. Okay, I don't need that. I'm thinking about keeping that helmet. What are you doing over there, zombie? Or chili? You having problems? Oh, what's the matter, girl? Why? You having problems? You're a good girl. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Scritches cause it itches. Scritches on the bitches. What? There you go. You're a good girl. Go here. You want some covers? There you go. Be comfortable. Or whatever. Don't. close to his amount. Ooh. What happened to it? Ew. Trying to debate whether or not I want to get rid of this mask. Let's get some money. I think I can sell the rest of this. See if he's got any arrows I can use. Yeah, I don't know about that. Just the cost of it right now. It's usually when I do have the money, I've got things I gotta take care of. I mean, I'd probably do one for about 1,000, maybe 1,500, but by then it's like, oh, gotta do this. Nope, gotta take care of this. So, I do plan on it sometime next year, but for me, there's gonna have to be a pretty good PC game that come out that's gonna push me back over. I don't know what we need charcoal for. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get a house, and kids in high school, it's expensive. This guy. I guess I'll take these off the plate. Take that. And I'll take the silver spurs off. I don't know what else I could sell this to. Come here, Al. Wish we could rename the horses, frankly. I do not like this horse's name. Al. I've never really cared for that name too much.
Henry, I'm glad you came. Stop it, someone. Where you going?
Watch these two duke it out. Yeah, well, they got things they do here, like first-time buyer houses and stuff like that, you know, as well. It's expansive here. Everybody's always expanding and building new stuff. Yeah, this is kind of the way I would say outside the country here, but I don't know. The size of Texas is the size of France, so I guess you know we got a lot of people coming in from other cities coming in buying property because it's cheaper here where I live than it is in the cities. Like you can buy a house in the city for like 1.3 million, but come to where I live and you can buy it for maybe a quarter of that. Who do you think's gonna win? Oh! What the right cross even? Oh, the thief won. Holy hell. Yeah, right now the market's really good for houses because it's lower than it's been in a while, but with the stocks being the way it is and the interest rates and everything, it's kind of everything's up in the air at the moment. Like the slightest thing could push it over into a complete just upheaval in the markets. Hey. I'm looking for the tailor. Yeah, because I lived in Florida for a while, and no one ever paid me any attention. I moved to Texas, and everybody's paying attention to me. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? It was weird.
God save you. What can I do for you?
The cultures can be so different from state to state, you know, and even here in Texas, if I drive and like I would say 30 minutes up the road, it's all Asian. You know, you have Chinese, Japanese, all these cultures, the stores, everything are centered around that. But then you go a little north, 30 minutes north, and you have the Indian culture. Then you go, completely to the west of us, and you got the white redneck culture. So it's just so extreme here in Texas of how far. And in Texas, we don't go by like, oh, it's 20 miles. We go by how long it's going to take you to get there, because the way traffic is here. It's like, okay, you got to go 2 hours to get to Dallas, even though it's like a 45-minute drive without any traffic. It's 2 hours sometimes. Can I sell you stuff, my man? Yes, I can. Good. I want to get rid of some of this stuff. Get 1.4. I think that's it. Yep. This game is pretty cool too. If you haggle with people and you win the haggle, actually, the merchants, their demeanor towards you will be less friendly next time, and they'll have less money to spend in the shops. Like they won't have, 700 that you go back in, they'll only like be able to have like 400 because you're actually taking income from the store. So the more you spend, the more they'll have next time you go in. Next time they open, like there's one shop I've been going to religiously, and it started out only having like $400 or 400 gold or whatever, Goshen or whatever. And now I go in and they always have like 1,400 or 14,000. So it's a pretty cool mechanic. I just wish you could invest in it like you could in Skyrim and Oblivion. I need to find an inn for the night. Cross this bridge here. It's getting way too dark. I think I'm gonna go play some Farkle here at the inn.
Fancy throwing a few dice?
Wow.
God save you, Henry.
A tankard of ale, please.
A tankard here.
Got it for you, right?
And New York is expensive. Very expensive.
Got it for you right here.
Henry,
That is
I'm glad-
actually what I
Any
do
chance of a
now.
bite to eat?
Here we are.
Good day, Henry.
Here we are.
Best places for that are Denver, California, and Texas.
Christ,
We'll see.
God be with you, Henry.
Two women. God bless her.
No luck tonight.
Here. Enjoy it.
any chance of a bite to eat?
Just college.
How are you, Henry?
I started out in networking, and then I went to degree in computer information systems, majoring in web development, and now I work on airline software.
Henry's come to see us.
But there's a huge company here called Sabre. They deal like all of Travelocity, all the hotels.com stuff like that, and all the software used by reservations for all the airports here. We work on.
God
So,
save you, Henry.
but it's huge here. It's a huge company that's booming right now,
Ale for me.
and
Welcome, Henry.
there are plenty of like all the gaming companies here are huge too. Like Gearbox is right up the road from us. People who did Borderlands. And then I would say like a good 2-hour drive from us in Mesquite is the people who did Blood Rain. And then in San Antonio, there's like 4 or 5 big gaming companies there.
Have you got a bed for the night?
Hi.
But there are a bunch of schools around here that major in like I forget the name of it, SMU. Southern Methodist University has the biggest gaming development for programmers.
Just the one night?
But they actually have a guild there, like an actual, like you work, live, and everything in this guild hall as a gaming student
You've got it all to
for
yourself.
software
No one will
engineer
sue
there.
you.
And it was one of the schools I had thought about doing, but because I had a family, I couldn't. You know, we all couldn't live there, so it would have been a hassle. And then you got a bunch of colleges here though that do it. Yep, in the software engineer, especially C++, is the most in demand for gaming. So my recommendation is if you do go into programming at all, get C++. That is like an absolute must. Without that, you cannot get into it. You're going to need to know physics, calculus, trigonometry, C++. Work your ass off and you can do it. And definitely try to be the top of your class at least. Make the grades. People who think, oh, if I get a D or a C, it's going to be good enough. But for the job I have, I beat out 5 of my fellow students because I had the better senior project. So, if you're looking more into animation for games or for textures and stuff, it's different, a little bit of different degree and focus. Yeah, well, I think all you'll have to do is take some C++ classes, and then some gaming projects. That's all you'll have to do. It just basically tells you, you know, how to program a bullet flying through a 3-dimensional space in a world with gravity and wind and all that. You know, just physics and you know, in a vertical. That's like 4 or 5. You might even take to a year here to get that, since you already have that. Give me 1 second. I just got to disconnect on the PlayStation app. Let me switch over to the chat here. Yeah, just the best thing you can ever do if you're really interested in this field and gaming stuff is go to the gaming sites like Gearbox, go to any gaming companies you like and look at the jobs and see what they require, and that'll tell you what you need to take. And you'll see like C++ and you'll Perl. You'll see a lot of it. You'll see a lot of these things that stand out. Like, okay, I've got to take this. I've got to take this. If you're looking for anything outside of that, if you're looking for like Windows-based coding, you're gonna need to know C#. If you're wanting to know more web-based stuff, then you'll need to know Java. Not as well as JavaScript, but Java is huge for the apps. And then, if you want to make some good money and stuff, learn Android and mobile app programming like that. So it really depends on what you want your focus on. Mine is in C#, so I've kind of limited myself by doing that. But if you're looking for any kind of programming out in the real world, you're gonna need to know at least C# and Java. You'll also need to know T-SQL, which is a database language. Yeah. Yeah, with yours, as long as you got that language, you're gonna have to have. It depends on the company you go to work for, but usually they want like a good 5 years experience to advance anywhere. So, but with your, the most in demand is project management degrees here, because you don't necessarily need to know as much coding, but they want somebody who's going to lead the projects and keep it on track. So project management is going to keep, but you'll be able to still code and stuff. But if you're looking to just code and do it, then you're going to need to start out. Oh, I'm trespassing? How the fuck am I trespassing? It's open. But I think mid-range you're looking at 70 to 80,000, and I think the higher range pay, for senior developers is pretty up there. It's like 90 to 120 for some people. Basically what the doctor, at least here in the state, shows is that you're willing to put in the time and effort into going above and beyond. So a lot of people look for that for leadership. But also, if you want to make a ridiculous amount of money, get your learn the C#, C++, then go be a professor around here. Holy shit, they make a killing in these schools. There's some of them are actually making up into like 150,000 at some of these schools. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was waiting for this guy to wake up. But yeah, the best thing you can do is, if you want to make that kind of money, there are some good search engines out there where you can search by pay and then search by position or whatever, like software engineer, search by pay, and then it'll tell you what the requirements are for that job, like what they want you to have. And that's actually how I found the job I had. But yeah, just go onto any sites and look, okay, this one pays 120, they want, and then look at the job requirements. Do that constantly and try to tailor your, okay, this is what I absolutely want to do, and then tailor your studies around that, a little extra study. That's kind of what I did. I was like, okay, if in computer networking I'm limited, I'm never going to be a programmer, so I had to go out and look, okay, what do I want to do? And I ended up wanting to do web development because it's a little bit more laid back programming than apps and stuff, but it wouldn't take me even 6 months to learn Android or Java and all that, because once you kind of learn one programming language, it's pretty easy to learn because of the logic and stuff. Other languages, it's just but yeah, that would be my recommendation. Go out and study, find out what some of these positions that you're interested in want, match, kind of compare them to each other and see what the commonalities are between them. That's what they teach us, at least in the last classes I had of how to find a job, and
I have some.
At least in the field I did, I started comparing what I wanted. But if you're interested in gaming, you're definitely going to need to know C++.
I've taken care of
That's going to be an absolute must.
And what proof might you have of that?
See, look at that, 625 groschen for yours.
Very well. Here's your reward. Some woodcutters reported there's an encampment across the ford on the wooded headland.
Wow, that is a lot.
Go and deal with that.
I'll go and take a look.
If you can learn how to build worlds in these games, like just actually, modding and learn how to use the kits to develop a world and build levels, they sometimes you just gotta take in a, you know, I guess what they call a portfolio of things you've done. Yeah, go see the different. Like I said, just go see what. Look at positions out there in the coding industry. There's a lot. I mean, it's ridiculous how much there's to do out there in the field. You know, there's bioengineering coding. You know, where you go in and you code the stuff for hospitals. The equipment there. There's so many different things available in it. I actually know some C++, enough to get me hurt. But yeah, it's very good for physics and stuff like that. But where's my horse? There he is. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. See if I can get the hell out of here. Nope. Come on, don't get stuck. Go see if there's any other horses around. I have to go find some other places. Another good thing to do that they had us do in college too is go interview people that are in the field, or at least in position. I don't know if you know anybody that is in the field that does this, and just ask them what they did. There's going to be no easy way to get across this river.
Shame I can't swim.
Shit. And my horse is now stuck. Yeah. Look at this. I'm stuck. I can't do anything. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to load. The thing about the horse is jumping, if you jump right into a certain fence, it actually, causes them to glitch. Yeah, usually on PS4, whenever my friends and I get on and play anything, we're always talking about everything. No, I tried getting off the horse. He just glitched right into the fence there. He wouldn't let me off. I guess because of the water. He can't swim. There's no swimming perk. The guy who lives by the river never learned to swim his entire life. That was like beach, pools, lakes. That was like the first thing we did, swim. I think I was swimming before I learned to do much of anything else. Doesn't make sense to have a blacksmith's son who's poor, never to spend his time in the water as a kid. Just took the longest wait around to get to this guy for no apparent reason. It's one of the few guys that I can actually disturb in the game in the middle of his sleep.
God be with you.
I have some, well, trophies.
Let's have them. Very nice, very nice.
I've taken care of that camp.
Oh, yes?
Is he really
And
paying me
what proof
$625
might you
per
have?
year?
Here it is.
Very well. Here's your reward. Some woodcutters.
We'll go and take a look.
Okay, I had 17,700. Holy crap, he has paid me $625 per year. Wow. Okay, this time I'm taking the other way around. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I didn't even think to eat. Horse, do you have any food? Yes. Very little though. Let me stock up again. Don't know if shit. Don't think I want to get into it with those particular guys right now. Let me check what I've got. Well, got enough. Oh, horse. Alright. I think I can make it across this part at least without getting stuck on stuff. Yeah. That's what happens when you talk to a older gamer, I guess. Yeah, I just wish there was somebody around back when I was a kid to tell me all this. Not kid, but 20s. Tell me all this stuff. Would have made life a lot more simple. And once you realize it, it's like, oh. Overcomplicated stuff. A lot of this advice comes like way after just trial and error. Finally getting there. These are the only things I think that limit us in life is a lack of knowledge and just inexperience. Nothing else. A lack of knowledge and a lack of resources. Those are the two things that ever, limit us, our abilities. If you can eliminate those, you're good. If you can eliminate one, usually the other one falls into place. I heard something. Oh, bacon. This thing is like, for me, I always wanted to be a programmer, I just didn't know how. And then once, I went to college and stuff, like, oh, and then everything else just fell into place. I don't want to look at that. I'm so glad these guys have food on them. These guys kill traitors and everything. Okay, my man? He is upset. Bow for now. Long distance arrows, piercing arrow, better piercing arrow, better hunting arrow. Nice. I have some food now. Wait, do I have the preserve? Yes, I do. Let's put it on smoked sausage. These fights make me nervous. I think I want to take one more snaps here. Or did I already do that? I think I already did that, but... I need to go craft a lot more potions here. Unfortunately, it gets you drunk. That tends to hurt your conspicuousness as you're stumbling about like an idiot. See if I can guess where these guys are gonna be. On here. Where'd the marker go? Oh shit, I'm right on top of these assholes, I think. Nope, never mind, just dirt. That was a tent. Yoda. Oh no, I might have been right. Here we go. Let me put on a better piercing arrow.
You'll get one more. You'll pay for that.
Like I said, once you have the knowledge of how to do things, you should go into whatever it is you want to do. But I think for me at least it boiled down to, you know, how do I... Oh shit. Oh, you asshole. Oh, fuck me. Okay, give me a second. Let me concentrate on this for just 1 second. That other guy on the left with the big bright axes.
Where could he have managed to? Must be here somewhere. I'm going to enjoy this.
Lost your wind.
Oh shit, that was a good hit. Oh my god. Hold on a second. For me, when I was growing up, I found out, at least when, everybody was like, this whole ADD thing started in the 80s. The more people found out about it, the more it seemed to limit me, because they started treating you like, oh, well, have you taken your medicine? Rather than put forth any effort into teaching or giving me a chance, it became more of a hindrance. So, at least in my field, I don't tell anybody I have it. It's like, it's none of their business, If it comes up or they find out on their own, it's fine, but I make it a point like, hey, don't do that of, well, have you taken your medication, or are you having an ADD moment? It's just tends to limit. Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't take any of the medication because it caused, like, I tried Ritalin, and this is back when that was all there was Ritalin and Cylert. And Ritalin just basically shut me down, especially emotionally. So they took me off that, and they tried this thing called Cylert, which caused brain damage. So they took everybody off of that, and they ended up doing lawsuits over that. Later they found out I wasn't part of the lawsuit, but I definitely had to take off because it started, what it would do is, after taking it, after about 30 minutes I would go blind, and it would cause massive headaches. For other people, it would actually cause more brain damage than that. So to this day, there will be moments where I go blind temporarily for no reason. But now they've got all this other stuff here, and it seems like they just give it away here. A lot of people use it in college as study. Like if I need to stay for tests, they go and ask people who have ADD for their medication and take it, so they can do an overnight binge study. But yeah, ever since, like, I think middle school, I've been off of it, and I didn't do so well with high school and stuff like that, but once I got into college, I figured out how to use it. There's a lot of people. I always remembered this, somebody once told me, if I could pay attention in the first 10 minutes and take notes, then I was able to do okay. I know ADHD is a lot different because you got a little bit of a different scenario. Yeah, that was what it was for me, is like, if I could, and I forced myself to pay attention within the first 10 minutes. Like, I forced myself. And I also had a computer, so I could take notes on the computer. Because if I was on paper and writing notes, I often drew pictures, doodle, and that caused me to miss a lot of stuff, so I started just using the computer and typing out my notes. And as a coder, I don't know if it's the coding or what it is, but it's easier to concentrate than, at least when I'm programming, than I am doing other activities. Like right now, I'm having a hard time, when we talk, it's like, you might see me run in circles because it's like I'm kind of distracted. It's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be playing here. Yeah. Other than that, I think I don't tell people. Even the job I know now doesn't know I have it. I might get yelled at sometimes, but the worst thing is because of my job, I don't have any face-to-face interaction with the people. So whenever we have meetings over the phone, I tend to tune it out. It's like there's no way in hell this is gonna happen. Boss is like, "Do you remember? We all talked about this in this meeting." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't remember shit about it." It's just because it's hard for me to even concentrate when there's nothing but breathing on the phone. Oh, there's a guy there. Got him in the leg. Tough shit, you're dying anyways. Someone else is shooting me. Yeah, coding just seems to focus me, but like, and the bad thing is our meetings, we always have somebody either breathing, or there's a dog barking in the background, or someone's TV's going on, or something's going on that just keeps me from being able to concentrate on what anybody's saying. So, yeah. For every 30 minutes of coding, I get up and take a walk. Not just walk around in a circle or something. Go to the kitchen, come back, sit back down, code again. Or maybe it's like every hour, but if I don't do that, then I'm gone. And since we can do that, it's fine. And sometimes we could stand up at my desk when I'm coding, so usually for every hour I'm like, I gotta get up and go do something. Come back, sit down, I'm good to go. Helps. What's bad for me, at least being a gamer, is when a new game like this comes out and I have to work the next day, then it's like this is all I can think about. It's kind of distracting. It's like, oh yeah, I have to fight the urge to get my stuff done and move on. I take his pants. Yeah. What kind of bow is that? It's not a good one. I killed like 7 guys right now, and I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing. I have to say, that's pretty good. This guy's a crazy loot. I didn't think I was going to live through that. But definitely, I would say when you get into the field, when you get into position, when you go into interviews, don't ever bring up that you have ADHD. People will use it against you, especially in the professional zone. It's a pain in the ass. And like, what was I doing? Yeah, let me know if you're still there or not. I'm not sure. I can't tell how many people are watching. Because the biggest thing I had to learn was how to interview. That was like the hardest thing in the world for me. But once they taught me the elevator pitch, I was good. It was really easy to get a job. So I teach that to everybody whenever they go for a job interview. I'm like, do this. But I'm not sure if they teach you that at your colleges or not, the elevator pitch for job interviews. got to be a bandit camp here. Thought I heard somebody. When it comes to a job interview, if you have your resume, the elevator pitch is this: when somebody goes, "Tell me about yourself," that is where I would lose the job every single time. I would just lose the chance of getting it. And it's what you call, what our professors taught us was the elevator pitch, and what it is. Yeah. For the elevator pitch, what you want to do is when they say, "Tell me about yourself," you limit it to a minute, and you don't go over that. And you basically do it like this: if someone was asking, "Tell me about yourself," while they're on the elevator and the doors are closing, you got a minute to tell them before they leave, what would you say? And it's this: you talk about only what's on your resume and the experience you have. You tell them nothing about your personal life unless they specifically ask that, and even then you don't have to divulge that information. So for me, I always point it back to the resume. You know, I have experience with C# and Photoshop. Ran my own web design business for several years, and senior project of the year, where we did this, and I said, but I've been coding and doing computer information systems for about 5 years, and I stopped there. Let them ask questions, but you always, anytime they ask you the questions in the job interview, you point them back to the resume. They're like, "Well, tell me about your last job." Well, then tell them about what's on the resume, what you did on your last job. So it's usually what the elevator pitch is, and that's, if you can hit that, usually 90% of the time you will get the job. Because most people go in, they're like, "Oh, well, I got 3 children, and I go to church every Sunday," and it's just, guys, people don't care about that. Yeah, for at least from the time I was 20 to the time I was 33, I played guitar religiously, like 6 to 7 hours a day. And good at it. Wrote songs, was in the studio, type stuff. Played before thousands of people before. Played bass. That was my hobby. But I think with the ADD personality and ADHD personality is that we like to try things, but not necessarily stick with them. That's why a lot of times with, the ADD personality, ADHD personality, they're more experimental. Like, they may experiment with drugs, but they won't necessarily ever, it's not a lifelong thing that they will do, But experimentation is the ADD, ADHD thing. It's something we like to do. That's why I spent, in my 20s, I did a lot of different jobs. I just wanted to try everything, see what was out there. Just not something like, "Oh, okay, I like this. It's really interesting." And then, like, after that, it's like, "Okay, I'm bored." We get bored so damn easy. But we're also good at math, science, computers, technology, writing, music, most of the arts, technical arts, we excel in. problem solving. Figuring things out. That's why coding is such a good thing, because you're problem solving. You know, and when you solve the problem, it's such a rush. That's an ADD thing. You know, ADHD thing is we love problem solving. That's why math, science, it's all about finding that ability to find, you know, figure out a solution to something. And, you know, the journey to find it is fun. Pieces. Psychology would be good too. Because you're trying to figure out what this, you know, trying to problem solve. What is the problem? Anything that you find that your friends, if they have ADHD or ADD, just look for problem solving. What they're interested in, you'll always kind of go back to that. I need to sell more shit. I am overburdened all the hell. But painting, writing, it's all about getting stuff out of your head and figuring things out. Again, it's still a type of problem solving in a bit. That's why easy things tend to bore us. If it's not a challenge, we're like, we don't put much effort into it. That's why high school bored the shit out of me. It was like, But marine biology, I took marine biology in high school. Absolutely fucking loved it because it was something new. It was a challenge. It was something I hadn't done before. Absolutely loved it. It's not something that everybody did. In college, I took all advanced courses to graduate with honors because it was the easy stuff. Is like go, you know, like typical. The English we took was go read this book. We were studying Native American culture as part of it, and it was like go read this book. But the honors course was go read these additional 2 books because it continued the story, and then you have to present it to the class. It was like, yeah, I want to do that. Yes, I'm very much not a.
You should come to me.
I don't do good in public situations. I tend to people watch more than anything. This guy has no damn money. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Typically when I go out with somebody or somebody's with me, we'll sit and I'll kind of narrate what's going on. Or we'll joke about things that we're watching. And it's very entertaining. You know, we always have fun. But yeah, anytime I have to interact with people, it's kind of this thing like people are stupid. And it's not trying to be insulting, but unless somebody has something really, it's kind of, we like to simulate new information. It's that problem solving. It has to be something new, something we haven't done. So for me, dealing with people, that's why I small talk. I love to small talk with people because it's finding out new information and trying to pry into someone and figure out what do they know that I don't know. And I love when somebody teaches me something new, even about a subject I thought I knew about. That's why I had to do this. I had to force myself to do this, but especially when I was playing guitar, I used to give guitar lessons to a lot of kids and teenagers. And this one kid, I remember he came up and goes, I want to meet with you and talk about this guitar song I'm writing. The song I'm writing. I'm like, all right. And I thought, I'm going to go in there cocky and just, because he wants my opinion. I kind of went in there cocky at first. And then I stopped for a second. I was like, no, try to learn something new, even from him, because I don't know fucking everything. And he goes, yeah, I'm writing this song with 2 guitar parts. And I was floored. I'm like, holy shit. And he started showing me some things I hadn't done before on guitar. I was like, I didn't know you could do a G like that. I didn't know you could do, F sharp major minor 7 this easily, on guitar. And he was just, showing me things that and it was so from then on it's the, if you know anything about karate and belts, it's that white belt mentality. You know, you'll start up with the white, the way it used to work is you'd start up with the white belt, and as you train, the belt would get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. Eventually with blood, it would stain until it became black. But then the thread started to peel off, and it became white again. And it symbolizes that you don't know everything. You always need to keep trying to learn and trying to perfect what you do know. So, never stop learning type thing. Which for me is more interesting than anything else. Always trying to learn something new about things, whether it's problem solving, because you do learn something new when you do problem solve. You're trying to solve something you don't know the answer to. And when you find it out, it's like, oh, new information. But, yeah, I've dabbled in everything from writing, you know, I've published poetry, I've painted. My mom's got my paintings. Guitar. I was a youth pastor for a while here. Did that for a while with my wife, and yeah, just we tried you know, did it all between in my 20s and early 30s, and after that it was just kind of like I kind of want to go back to writing again and doing stories. I would love, and here's the thing, I want to learn how to write, you know, stuff for video games. You know, write stories and stuff like that for them. I think that would be fun to do. I got some things in my head I kind of want to see in video games at least, but I've started writing short stories again, forcing myself to under 200 words for a short story, which is hard. But I love stuff like that. That's the only time I actually enjoy anything, is when I go to, like, when people write their poetry and share, you know, events like that, poetry readings and short stories. Writing groups I love being a part of, because those people never bore me. Creative people don't ever bore me, unless they're so into their so I love talking to her about painting and colors and stuff. Yeah, it's always really cool. I always like the arts. But yeah, there's a lot about things that, as far as the ADD stuff, that you start to figure out later in life, that you didn't know were a part of it. Like, why am I this way? Why do I do things like this? Or why do I perceive someone like this? The ability to walk into a room and read a person when they talk to you and know everything about them within the first 5 minutes just from what they say and how they present themselves. You tend to do that with ADD too. Because you're analyzing. That's the thing. You analyze everything. And the thing about ADHD and ADD is you overanalyze. When you go into a room full of people and things going on, your brain's trying to do everything. I used to be taught that being analytical was wrong and over-analytical was wrong, but for me, I just didn't listen to people. I like being over-analytical. Hey, you'll find out.
My God, what happened to you?
Oh.
You look like you've been assaulted.
They don't like that I'm bloody. I need to go clean up. Yeah. You'll start to, I don't know if you'll notice this, but you'll overanalyze things. You'll analyze it to death. And people call you critical, people this, but they just don't understand it. And people used to call me, like, people always call me negative and a pessimist. Just stating the facts here. Here's what I perceive, but it's because of the way my brain works. I just get used to it. You know, you gotta get used to people calling you that, but there's nothing wrong with you for being that way. Yeah, I tried RuneScape for a while. I couldn't really get into it. I've only played WoW for like 25 hours. I think it was more the people than anything. Kind of like Final Fantasy. I played it for a while, but the people started to grate on me. Okay, so I should be clean enough now that people aren't going to be frightened of me. Yeah, you do, and I think it's more, it's the same type of thing in gaming, like with this game, completing a task, The Witcher, completing something, solving that, you know, completing a mission, completing the next thing. RuneScape wasn't as bad. WoW was okay, but I didn't like the missions. To me, the missions have to be meaningful, I guess. It's like Final Fantasy, go out and kill these 5 creatures, why? You know, that was my thing, is like, why? It wasn't until later that I started getting into it, but for me, like this game and The Witcher, when you have side missions that are real deep, I guess, and meaningful, I tend to really get into and get lost in. It is a rush, especially if it's really really emotional or something, then it's really cool. Alright. I think I'm over encumbered and my horse is over encumbered. Let's talk trade. Please buy some of this shit. And I don't have anything he'll buy. Horse. What's the matter, Zombie-kun? What are you doing, buddy? Music stopped in this game. It always gets too quiet when it does that. Sell that. Sell that. Alright, I'm gonna make a fortune off of the armor. Come here, horse. I can't move. Well, sometimes games, I like the way the games go because it seems like I'm doing something more meaningful than, you know, I'm just going to the mall or something. What am I doing at the mall? What meaningful thing am I doing there?
Greetings, good night. How may I serve you?
These guys got 4,000. Yeah. So that's the thing with me and Borderlands, is like getting that gun and getting that chest. It's like, like Nox's Armory in Borderlands 1, holy shit. I would do that floor glitch and just keep doing it over and over and over 100 times, just looking for loot, looking for the perfect gun. It was addicting as hell. I used to. I don't do it as much anymore. as you get older, it'll start costing you if you do that, and I just don't get as hungry as much. But yeah, when I was 20s, hell yeah, I would go to like Wendy's and order a triple, a double, and a single, and eat them all in one sitting. Of course, back then I had the metabolism not to gain any weight from it. Now I do that, meh. Yeah, I'm gaining a couple 100 pounds if I do that, so. Yep. Only do it if I haven't eaten all day. But even then, it's like, used to I could finish off, in my 20s, I could finish off a pizza by myself, a large pizza. Now, I ate 2 pieces, I'm done. I'm full. I'm good. You know, I've actually lost like a lot of weight. Like I was like 270, 280. Now I'm like 230, 240. Where I'm supposed to be like 2. So I'm 6'4". So I got mostly muscle from my military days and working. We're doing a lot of labor jobs. So most of it is still muscle. It's just the rest of it's falling off. Oh, I actually made quite a bit of change there. But yeah, no, I think for me it's more, I have to nibble on something like sunflower seeds or gum or something like that. That's my thing now. As I find more, or beef jerky. I was just chewing on something like a pen cap or a pen or something. It's that. It's not the eating. It's the chewing on something like gum. So, like sunflower seeds, I have with me usually all the time, or pistachios, or chewing gum by me a lot. I find that more satisfying than sitting there and just gorging myself on food.
God save you, Henry.
Please don't crash.
God save you.
I need to save. Sell this. And let me sell some of these stupid arrows I've got going on. Don't need hunting arrows. Yeah, it's getting that way here. We're starting to crack down on a lot of people. Jeez. Has not that bad here. Is it just because there's a waiting line or something? A queue you have to kind of get into? I know it's like one of the reasons they don't do like universal health care here is because that's one of the reasons is people don't want to have to wait to see a doctor. The only problem here is like there's competition is supposed to keep prices lower, but as consumers, when we go to the doctor, we don't treat it like that. We just accept what they hand us. So we don't shop around necessarily for the best. We don't shop around for the best prices when it comes to doctors, as it's supposed to be. Like a typical, like you shop around for the best car. Well, we're supposed to do that with doctors. That's the way our economy is supposed to work. Like you're supposed to go, okay, this person wants to charge for this surgery, wants to charge $3,000 over here. I should go and find something else. That some other guy who might do it for $2,500. But we don't ever do that. And because of that, it suffers. So they're allowed to, that's why most doctors jack up the prices, because there's like really no regulation as far as the prices and as consumers we don't go out and try to find there's no competition that's by the customers. Like I used to have this medical plan that was actually based around that. Sorry, I'm looking at this. We were supposed to, as part of the medical plan, shop around before we settle on like anything. And I remember going to this one doctor and he wanted to charge $300 for x-rays, and I went to another doctor and he wanted to charge $125, I believe. And I've been going to that one. It was a better price. So with specialists you can do that. And most doctors' offices will do that. So, but like this, one of the things too is the insurance companies and the way they're dealing with doctors. Okay. So, I had to go and get an MRI done, right?
What is sweet potato when you get out?
What are y'all yelling about?
Do you want a sweet potato?